Aloha, y'all. It is Thursday. Thursday, named after Thor, the Nordic god. The 16th of October, it is a Jupiter ruled day esoterically. The sun is in Libra, 23 degrees. The moon is in Leo, 27 degrees. There's a whole lot going on, as per usual, but Mercury and Mars are conjunct in Scorpio, and they are trining the Saturn-Neptune conjunction as well as the North Node. Black Moon Lilith is squaring the moon is squaring Pluto, Pluto is squaring the sun is opposite Chiron, Pluto's opposite Jupiter, Pluto's squaring Chiron, Venus is opposite Saturn Neptune conjunction. There's a grand air trine between Uranus, Pluto, and Venus. That's kind of the main players of the day. If astrology is not your thing, I'm sorry, but that's the weather. The cards of the day are the Eight of Swords, the clarifier of the Hierophant, and Aquamarine is the stone, the crystal deck. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you're a sword, you're an air sign, but everybody has a mind. So this is the intellect, the mind of the sword. And the Eight of Swords, if you're a Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, you're an air sign. On page 136, I use what restricts to expand. The Eight of Swords explores the realm of powerlessness, feeling helpless and weak where there are no possibilities available to influence a situation or relationship. Sun and Libra opposite Chiron in Aries. This feeling can be all-consuming. Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio. Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. We are utterly bound by the restrictions the mind imposes, devoid of hope and unable to choose. The bane of Sun and Libra indecision. This card calls you to explore the existing restrictions in your life and ask how they can become catalysts for tremendous creativity and directed purpose. The image shows a beautiful woman bound using the Japanese art of restriction, kinbakubi, the beauty of tight binding, translated from Japanese. She is encased in an Egyptian sarcophagus. Her demeanor appears peaceful, as though this act of bondage, confinement has forced a conscious surrendering that is transformative, right? Having to just let go, release. Mercury and Mars in conjunction in Scorpio, trining Jupiter in Cancer, as well as the North Node in Saturn and Pisces. So that transformative conscious surrendering. This is evident by the fluttering of butterflies at her head. The sarcophagus stands upright with the four swords staked into beach like some great sculptural apparition. This marks her journey, a ritual of internal expansion. Hovering in the air at sunset are two vessels of spirit technology, North Node and Pisces, jewels of creative intelligence resonating with potential. This sword card is double-edged, Uranus and Gemini, double-edged sword. The edge of restriction on the one side unleashes phenomenal power. And on the other side of the scales, Sun and Libra, and on the other side, it is about feeling powerless in yourself and in a situation, feeling that there are no possibilities. This feeling can be all-consuming. We are utterly bound and devoid of hope and unable to choose. We fall victim to whatever or whoever is imposing that restriction. As with all the cards in the tarot, the crux is in the viewpoint, and most importantly, our capacity to act as a result of what's revealed. Moon and Leo is like, you can still roar even if you don't have claws. Feeling trapped by situations and circumstances can force something important to shift. The discomfort can be so intense and the pressure so great that transformation must happen. Diamonds, heat and pressure, right? Create diamonds. Well, this reminds me a little of the V for Vendetta prison scene, right? Where it's like she wouldn't have gotten woke like that, Natalie Portman, if she hadn't had that situation foisted upon her by V. When we take away all options except complete fulfillment, then something within us is powerfully directed towards the objective. The more loose and free we are, the less focus and strength we have to shape our reality. There is something that I have found constantly in exploring graphic design, art, and life in general. That's David DeAngelis. He's been on my podcast saying that. If you apply discipline to every area of your life, you will discover that not only do you start to see amazing results, but you will also notice how much easier life gets. It sounds paradoxical at first, making life harder than makes it easier, right? So it's like, what? You're in jail. Okay, that sucks. Do some push-ups. You can get ripped, right? Oh my gosh, I broke my arm. I can't do anything. Learn a language, right? Exploring the realm of constriction and how that frees you, the power of surrender. Freedom is a state of mind. Pluto in Aquarius, trining Uranus and Gemini, as well as Venus in Libra. Become a catalyst for transformation. So the clarifying card we've got is a major arcana, the high priest, the exoteric, or the hierophant, right? The exoteric high priest, like the revealed spiritual truth to the masses mentally. The hierophant, I am the teacher of universal law on page 32. I've written music to all the major arcana, so I'll post the song for this in the comments. It's like Deep Purple or Yes, kind of classic rock vibes. called On Loan from God, which was a quip I heard Rush Limbaugh say that I thought was kind of humorous. The Hierophant, the high priest, caretaker of spiritual knowledge, teaching others what you know, awakening to a greater understanding of the world and paying attention to the details. So what happens when we say, be still and know, and that's when the spirit breaks through. When we're in a sweat lodge and we say, I have to fast and I'm going to do ayahuasca in a tent, not leave, then you do the magic like a wizard, a voodoo warlock, right? Here's who this is. So it's funny because I just saw Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix. It's like there's a restriction. It's like a little riff, and then you can jam on that. We take the restriction and make it work for us. And the final card is coming from the Stone deck. The wild card on this Thursday, this Jupiter ruled day, is Aquamarine. You can quantumly entangle with this. You don't have to actually own it, but plus 5 points if you do. What it is, Aquamarine is a fancy type of blue beryl, and it is a powerful coolant for the head and the heart. Head, Sun in Libra, heart, Moon in Leo. Who needs it? Those who run hot, fire signs. Anybody hanging onto an unspoken burning desire. Where to put it? Wherever you need to turn that whisper into a primal scream, or if that's a little overly dramatic, wherever you want to speak clearly and calmly from the heart. Sun in Libra, Moon in Leo, calmly speaking from the heart. When to use it? When you've lost your voice, right? When you feel trapped. When you've lost your voice. It's like Ariel, when she's lost her voice, she could still summon magic, even though I've always wondered why she didn't write things down, but anyway, she could still get around it, right? When you've lost your voice, when it's time to when it's past time to let go, or when you're feeling a little too en fuego, on fire in Spanish, for polite company, ice yourself down with Aquamarine's cold shower vibes. Keep your cool. So it's kind of like being buried alive, right? Or the Chilean miners. It's like if they just cannibalized each other and freaked out and But even if you're trapped, you can find a way through by being still and calm and keeping your cool. This too shall pass, right? It's a little like Pulp Fiction, where they're in the Mexican standoff scene in the diner. It's like, oh my gosh, whoever moves kills, and there's like the voice of wisdom says, "Be cool, bunny, be cool," or whatever the guy says. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. A lot of pop culture references, but it is what it is. If you have enjoyed this, tag somebody, share it with somebody who might appreciate it. Leave a tip. The tip jar instructions are on the bottom. Obviously, holler for a reading. An hour of cards with like 10 cards is $50. 3 hours of astrology is $150. If it is your birthday, it's half off on either or both of those. And if you refer somebody to me, you get half off on a card reading for yourself. Do check out the song I wrote for the Hierophant card. It rocks. I did all the, singing and playing and lyrics and all of it. If you don't know, check it out. And enjoy your Thursday, your Jupiter ruled day. On that note, adios.